This castle strat wins me 97% of my ranked games. In today's video, I'll be showing you 5 Skyscraper strats that you need to use for your solo queue ranked games. But first, let's go over this castle strat that I just showed you. The entire point of this strategy is to extend into geisha and hold geisha control for some very nice angles. To do this, your first castle barricade is going to go on the geisha window. Now, typically, you'll have a rotate and a reinforcement here. Now, because of this, if you ever want to leave your castle strat and go back to site, you have to really worry about this window. So the second castle is going to go on this window. Another thing you have to worry about whenever you're rotating out of the castle strat is this door right here and these stairs right here. In order to mitigate this, you can literally just castle the door right in front of you. But now that we have all of our points of exit covered, it's time to actually talk about the strat. The strat being that you have head holes here, a rotate to be able to leave, feet holes to give you an angle onto that one ping, and head holes in the leftmost wall to get you even more angles. Opening this hatch to late round is optional, and it gives you a rotate out that you might be able to use for a flank. Now, with this strategy comes a few problems. If you're standing inside of geisha, this doorway is a huge threat if attackers get on it. So castling off this double door makes it to where you can sit in geisha a lot safer. Not only this, but if you're trying to swing off of the head holes that you made here, getting wallbanged through this wall is an issue. So the optional reinforcement here is also nice. Obviously, you want this wall reinforced as well, and then you want to turn around and reinforce the left side of this wall. The reason you reinforce this is because whenever you swing out to peek these head holes, you don't want to be exposed to holes here that attackers can easily make, and it also gives you something that you can swing off of for that hallway if nobody's on your right. It's very, very nice. Now finally, you need to know where to put your proximity alarms. The first proximity alarm I would put is inside of terrace, so that it covers both of these doors. This will allow you to know whenever they're pushing from this side of the map, so that you can quickly go into geisha and hold the feet hole angle onto this doorway and be ready for it. The second proximity alarm I would put is on this bridge here. What this does is make it to where if anybody walks into this doorway, you'll get an alarm for it, and then you know to hold these head holes to get a free kill from all the way inside of geisha. But with that out of the way, that's pretty much it for this strat. It's mainly just meant to hold geisha control and get a lot of nice long angles they wouldn't expect along the way. Being that all of the castle barricades are very close together and all the reinforcements are close together, you can actually do all of this site setup by yourself as opposed to many other castle strats that I've gone over, so this actually can be useful for solo queue. The only issue is that castle barricades like this make it kind of hard for your roamers to get back to site. A strat that doesn't have this issue though is this Azami strat for office and samurai. Now the first part of the strat is the Azami barricades that completely cover up the window. Now first, you want to put an Azami barricade on the lip of this marble wall just like this. And then you want to stack your second one that you get in the prep phase on the left side of that barricade, but slightly a little higher than the middle, just like this. The reason you want it just slightly higher is because if you don't have it high enough, they can upside down rappel on the balcony in front of this window and get an angle onto the doorway. So you want to get it a little high to cover up the entire window. What these barricades do is make it to where they can't hop in the window, and if they do, they'll get their feet shot. But they also can't destroy it from outside the window because the melee distance is too far. So unless they have actual bulletproof utility, it's indestructible, and if they try to destroy it by meleeing it, they'll die. It's really, really good. Pair that up with barbed wire at the bottom of it, and they cannot hop in this window if they want to live. Now, you commonly see the setup of having a reinforcement on this wall, with optional head holes on either side of it. The only issue with this is that these angles also give attackers angles if they get control of the angle. However, if you put in a zombie barricade right about here, now you're actually able to play off of the wall and peek the window, peek the staircase, peek the doorway to your left, or peek the same doorway from the left side without having to worry about this wall at all. It's very, very nice for early round picks whenever they open the wall, but they're not quite in terrace yet. However, when they do get into terrace, then it becomes a problem and you kind of have to back up. But when you back up, the wall becomes an issue. So this is on the barricade next on the lip of the table like this. Will make it to where you can't even get shot from the wall whenever you back up. It's very, very nice. Because look, the wall's open, but they're not in terrace. So I can sit behind this, but as soon as they're in terrace, I can crouch and not have to be exposed by the wall at all. And I can sit here, and now I can hold terrace just like that. Maybe even back up through the window. And typically, because they'll ace or thermite open only really the middle of the wall and never the edges, it's never a problem for me to peek the left side of this barricade just to back up. So you'll pretty much be safe the entire time. Now, in terms of where your last zombie barricade should go, I think honestly it should realistically be used to replenish any one of these two zombie barricades here. But if none of these get destroyed, then one on this box is completely optional, because it allows you to sit on these head holes without having to worry about attackers being on this doorway shooting you in case they have control of dragon. Now, in terms of your last barbed wire placement, you want to put it on the terrace door, just so that whenever you're sitting on this zombie barricade, you actually know when they're pushing terrace, because like I said, it's so important to back out when they take terrace control. If you do this strat, it should be an easy win for Office and Samurai. But a site that's not so easy to defend is bedroom and bathroom downstairs, where you'll be able to have invisible cade claws, as you can see, that the attackers can't find. In order to do this strategy, you need these two walls right here reinforced, obviously, because if they open it, they get a huge line of sight into the rotate and in the bathroom and a free plant. It's very, very bad if they open this wall. So, to keep it closed, all you have to do is come upstairs, and when you come upstairs, go into lounge, break the radio, prone on top of the floor next to the futon, break this yellow pistol with your revolver or with your TCSG, whichever one you're running, then throw your cade claw underneath the futon on the very left side, just like this. This cade claw, as you can see, completely electrifies both walls, and I guarantee you attackers will not be able to find that for the life of them. Now, the next thing you're going to be cade clawing is this hatch. What you'll do is you'll open up this drawer next to the hatch and throw your cade claw inside. This cade claw is protected by the other door of that drawer, and it perfectly electrifies the hatch, and if they try to EMP over here on the hatch, they won't be able to get the cade claw, and unless they're actually standing right on top of the hatch, then they can't see the cade claw, and chances are they're not going to stand on the hatch because it's electrified, so they're not getting this hatch open. As you can see, this is what it looks like from downstairs. They will not be able to get that cade claw, so it's just a free round win if you want to keep walls closed with cade downstairs. It's a very nice strategy. But we've been talking about nothing but defensive strategies. So let's go over this zero strat for attacking black stairs on karaoke. Now, first of all, the objective of this zero strategy is attacking black stairs for karaoke, so you want to make sure that you're spawning on helipad. Then, whenever you're here, you're immediately going to take bathroom control by breaking this window and then throwing your drone inside of bathroom, droning out all of bathroom, making sure it's clear, and then droning all of restaurant and its hallway. Once you've done this, you can hop into bathroom, get on your camera, and shoot a camera inside of the little wine cellar, just like that. Once you shot that camera, go back into bathroom, get on your camera, and now you can see anybody trying to flank you from the hallway, or anybody trying to flank up the main stairs, or any roamers behind the bar. You can pretty much see everybody. It's a really great camera. But this camera's just a flank camera, and it only scratches the surface of the power of the strategy. Because next what you want to do is immediately get on your camera, see if anybody's here, then get back on your drone and drive it into barbecue to make sure no one's holding the angle whenever you swing this doorway. Because your next move is going to be swinging that doorway and getting a camera somewhere like right there into barbecue quickly before you get shot. This camera will allow you to see anybody in barbecue that may be flanking up your black stairs. So now, as a player, you have all the flank cameras you'll need. One for barbecue and its doorway, and one for every hallway leading to your staircase. Now, Zero is really good for flank cameras, but you can do all of that with drones. What Zero is better at, though, is getting aggressive cameras like this one at the top of black stairs. This camera allows you to see anybody top black or in the hallway that might be able to contest you whenever you walk up and try to go through the rotate. If you get on this camera immediately, because of how black the actual surface of the camera is, contrasted with a brown roof, it's pretty hard to see this camera, so if you immediately get on it, you'll be able to see them before they'll be able to see the camera and shoot you. So all you need is the quick info, then you can get off and take the space. Hopefully by now you also have a teammate on this door that can help you with some cross angles. And then once you're at the top of the staircase, the final camera that you'll throw out is inside of Tea Room, right about there. Just anywhere in the site on the ceiling doesn't really matter, because initially you're going to get on this camera and make sure no one is on both of these doorways into T that can contest you whenever you peek the hallway to then go into the rotate. It's very, very important that you get these two aggressive cameras so that you don't die to an angle, or you're able to get kills if there's someone holding an angle to then be able to open this wall or go through the rotate. Once you've cleared that out and the wall is open, hopefully because of a rotate or your hard breaching charges, then you can go into sight and get the bomb down right here. If you pair this up with the camera in T that can watch both entrances from the hallway, then you know nobody can flank you and try to deny your diffuser without you knowing. But they can always come up black stairs, which this camera can now see as well. Well, what if they come up main stairs? Well, the first camera can see anybody coming up main stairs. So as you can see, we've created a pretty safe planting environment for the karaoke default plant, as long as you have a teammate in your hallway or somebody watching your cameras that you can swing off of for information. This is what I've noticed a pretty aggressive strategy on Zero, as long as you have a teammate pushing blacktop, which is pretty common. So if you see a teammate pushing blacktop, I definitely recommend you try out this strat if you want to get a quick and easy bomb plant down. Something that's even quicker though is this send strategy for attacking the exact same bomb site, except this time you'll be attacking from top black instead of bottom black stairs. Now because you're pushing blacktop, you want to spawn helipad as it is the closest spawn to where you'll be pushing, which is the balcony right there. You want to, of course, rappel up to this balcony, making sure as your only weakness to the strat that nobody runs out of this window as you're breaking open this door. Speaking of breaking open the door, let's break it open. A cool thing about sends is that they can easily do this without having to worry about reloading after the barricade in case they try to swing you. So you can break open this barricade and hold the angle for anybody trying to bait your reload. Once you've done this comes the hardest part of the strat, which is clearing out top black and the corner right here. But luckily Sens now has frag grenades so that they can grenade the shield here, or even better, grenade the corner here. If you want these grenades to explode even sooner, make sure that when you throw the grenade at the deployable shield that it hits the ground first. Because if you didn't know, when you throw a frag grenade at the floor, it will actually explode faster than if you were to throw it at somewhere else. So throwing it at the floor as soon as possible in your grenade arc will actually make it explode the fastest. That aside though, hopefully now you've cleared the shield and you don't have to worry about anybody on the black stairs, in your corner, or on the rotate here. The hardest part is over. Now as Sens, you want to cut off any angles in the hallway that might contest you from getting to point A all the way to point B, which is the rotate here. Because if you didn't know, typically there might be head holes here, there's a doorway here, a rotate here, maybe head holes here, a doorway here, head holes here, a doorway here, a doorway here, a wall here. There's just a lot of angles. As Sens, it takes one device and a smartly timed push to completely get rid of all of this though. All you gotta do is roll it to the right side of this doorway here from your doorway, just like this. As you can see, all of those angles are gone, and if a defender tries to push through the smoke, they can't, because there's a smoke wall here. If they try to push through this doorway, they have to go through 2 layers of smoke. The only place they could possibly push and hold an angle from is the wall right here, but even then, that will still be obstructed by partially the Sens wall, depending on how much to the right or to the left the holes are, so it doesn't really matter. Now that you're on this rotate, you can easily make your way into the site where you can plant. Now the issue here is that they can come into your hallway or they can come into your rotate to deny your plant. One easy Sens wall that can counter a lot of these angles is the Sens wall right about here. This Sens wall will cover any head holes and the doorway as you get the plant down, and because you put it so close to the wall, if they try to run through the door, you can easily shoot them whenever they try to deny your plant. As you get the bomb down though, whenever you try to leave, your only issue is the rotate right there, but typically there's a bomb chassis here anyways that makes it to where the only possible way they can kill you is if they get a lucky pre-fire through the tiny gap in the bomb in the wall, which should not be an issue. Now your third Sens should be saved in case you need to use one of the 2 Senses that I just gave you, again, maybe because you couldn't get the pushdown or they're pre-firing through the smoke. One thing that I do want to note though is a lot of people might think, well, you should just send right here instead, and now they can't peek any of the angles instead of that complicated zigzag pattern. The issue with using smokes close to you with any operator really is that they can get super close to the smoke without you seeing them. So as soon as the wall goes down like this, they can be on this doorway ready to kill you just like this. So that's not a good idea. A good rule of thumb with sends or any smoke grenades for that matter is that you want to put the smokes as close to their angle as possible and as farthest away from you as possible so that that can't happen and they can't gain free space. But with that out of the way, that's it for this video. Check out this next video. My name is Alka and I'll see you there. Later.